Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day that you have granted us. Father, thank you for this wonderful county, wonderful country that we live in. Father, be with us today as we do the business of Mills County. In your son's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. We're gonna hold off on the audience of individuals starting right now, and we'll move on to number 5, consider an act on approving accounts payable, and we're waiting for Commissioner Mike Wright to log in. I think he's in the process of logging in. So, but we will go ahead and continue. So number 5, consider an act on approving accounts payable. Should be in your packet. I guess everybody's gone through it. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me back up. Number 2, review and act on minutes on September the 12th, 2022 and September 20th, 22.
I have one correction on the commissioner's request and reports, and that was my mess up. It's County Road 199, not 195.
199?
Yes.
Make a motion that we approve the minutes of September the 12th and September the 20th of 2022. Also,
Okay, we got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, and Commissioner Wright is with us. Good morning, Commissioner Wright. So again, okay, we're going to skip the audience individuals till a little later. And number 4. So now number 5, consider an act on approving accounts payable.
Precinct, the second page. Yeah, this might be a question for you, but. And Mike, it's precinct 1, Higginbotham's Brothers, belly dump boards. It says precinct 1 over on the left and precinct 3 in the middle, so double checking.
That's the county belly dump.
Let's see. Mike, can you hear us? Do I need to unmute him right here?
Hit the blue in the white box.
Okay. Commissioner Wright, can you hear me now? I can hear you, but I don't think he can talk to us. What I need to do here.
Commissioner Wright, can you please unmute your mic?
He's got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Mike, I think you need to unmute yours.
Anyway, so I just,
Okay.
we can go on and maybe see if we can answer.
I mean, that's actually a county belly dump. They broke one board, there's boards on the top, like, and replaced it.
So that should need to stay on a different line item then, doesn't it?
Well, yeah,
Or is he paying for it?
I guess they paid for it on this, but it really should have came out of Road and Bridge, but I don't think there's any money out there.
That is correct. Do y'all hear me now, Jet?
Yes, sir. Now
Yeah.
we can hear you, Commissioner Wright.
What it was, I'd borrowed precinct 3's belly dump. And they told me that they broke the board, his hands, but I'll replace 2 boards. And that's where Higginbotham's comes in.
Okay, just double checking, but
If there's no money left, I don't,
No, that's just out of road and bridge, not your budget line.
okay,
Okay, gonna charge it Road and Bridge.
It's gonna charge its own budget to pay for those. There's no money in road and bridge for that.
okay.
Any other questions?
I have none. I make a motion that we approve the accounts payable.
I'll second that. Got a motion and a second. All those in say aye. Any opposed? Okay, number 6, consider and act on line item budget amendments. Summary, anything you need to add to this or anything? And I may add about this time, we've held a special Commissioners Court meeting Thursday, just in case we do need to do some more counting. Okay. Yeah, and again, just in case, we do have a call Commissioners Court meeting Thursday at 9 a.m. But hang on a second, Sonia.
Mike, did you vote
Yes,
yes on the accounts payable?
yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to go a little slower so I can get his vote too, please. Okay, you can go back here.
I make a motion, we approve the line item budget amendments presented by the treasurer's office.
I'll second it.
Got a motion and second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Oh, I was having, he said aye.
Yes, I said yes.
Thank you.
Okay, number 7. Local jail agreements for Bell, Callahan, Hamilton, Mason, McCullough, and Sensaba counties. Sheriff Hammonds, can you hear us loud and clear?
Yes, I can.
Yes, you're coming in loud and clear. You have any comments you want to add to this, Sheriff Hammond?
Now, this is just the standard contracts that we do year to year, especially when there's a price increase in the middle of budget time. The notices were sent out, the contracts were sent out prior to everybody getting their budgets approved. And I guess basically the ones you got there in front of you have all agreed to the increase of $75 per day, starting in January.
Okay. Are there other counties that approach us sometimes to get in this agreement?
There, Callahan County and Mason County are two of the newest ones that came in previously in this last year. The other ones, San Saba, Coryell, and those other ones are ones we've actually been housing for several years.
Okay.
Are these other counties, are they not operating jails, or is this they're overrun?
They're over capacity and don't have room.
Take these as one motion, or do we have to have each one individually?
Gerald, the question is, I've read through them, it's all identical, correct, Clint? Each interlocal agreement is identical to each other, correct?
Yeah, the only thing difference is the name of the counties.
Yes.
It's all a pretty standard contract that we've used over the years. And we just changed the dates and the name of the counties.
Okay.
We've been pretty tough on the non-negotiability of our contract form. And pretty well taken the position, this is our contract.
Not get it on. Yeah.
And I might add, we actually stole this contract form. I don't remember, we had Brown County, I think, or Comanche County, I don't know. If we stole this contract.
Could you hear all that, Clint?
I did not.
I said, could you hear what County Attorney Hale said?
No, I couldn't.
He just said basically the same contract, and we'd borrowed this from Brown County in the old days. Okay. Any other questions or discussion?
I move we approve the interlocal jail agreement with Bell, Callahan, Coryell, Hamilton, Mason, McCullough, and San Saba counties.
Okay. We have a motion to consider interlocal agreement with the mentioned counties by Commissioner Guerin.
Second.
There's a second by Commissioner Williams. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. He voted yes. Yes, he voted yes. Okay, number 8. Discuss transfer of ballistic vests from the Mills County Sheriff's Office to Goldthwaite CISD and Mullen ISD. Sheriff Hammond, anything you want to add to that?
These were some ballistic vests that we acquired. It's been years ago. They're rated rifle resistant. It's two vests that we've had in overstock. Actually, we obtained them when Sheriff Story was still in office. So they're just sitting in storage. I'd like to just go ahead and give it to those two named school districts at this point and add to the part that our fund that we built over at Mills County State Bank for Defend Our Kids. We ordered the ballistic shields and stuff. Those just arrived this week. So hopefully next week we'll start getting the other vests and panels delivered out to the school districts.
Okay. Any questions, discussion? I'll make them.
I noticed this is a discussion item. You know, we're gonna, maybe more of a technicality or not, are we still gonna own these vests, or we just loaning them to them, or we transfer them? If it's a matter of transferring ownership, it needs to be the things coming out of court.
Yeah.
If it's just loaning it, it probably needs to be action by the court anyway.
So Clint, did you, our county attorney is asking if this is a loan to these entities or if it's just, are we giving it to them? If we're giving it to them on the agenda today, it only says discuss, and so there's no vote. So his question is, are we loaning them or are we actually giving them to them?
Hang on just a minute. Okay, well, I missed, it should have been to consider an act, but we can do it in the next agenda, but it is to give it to them. It'll take it off our inventory and put it in their hands.
I move we table this till next
Yeah.
meeting.
No, it's just.
Yeah, it's just discussed anyway.
No action.
We'll look at,
So we need to make sure Jackie gets this on the next agenda.
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I second his motion to table.
Well, it doesn't require.
Yeah.
Got you.
So moving on.
Move on.
Moving on to number 9, consider an act on declaring, I don't know how to pronounce that, Hughes heavy duty washing machine and dryer at the jail as scrap. Any comments on that? I guess it's old, worn out.
Yeah, these are the two smaller units that we use for just when inmates get brought in off the street to wash, you know, what they're wearing and stuff. This is not the big commercial washer and dryer. These are more your little household units. And they have seen their last day. But we did have in storage out in the Sallyport. I can't remember, 1 unit or something that we brought back from the old facility that's still in use too. But these are toast.
Okay. Any questions or discussion? I'll make a motion. We consider this washing machine dryer at the jail as scrap. Got a motion and second by Commissioner Guerin. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Let's have it.
Hey, real quick question. Do any of the commissioners have a stockpile of metal that they're gonna take to scrap or anything?
Yes, sir, I do. I can get them from you.
Okay,
Commissioner Williams, yeah.
yeah, you can absolutely have them.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, say that again, what are you saying?
Say that again, Clint, we didn't understand you.
No, I said you can have them.
Okay,
Okay. Any other questions on that? Okay. Moving on to number 10, consider an act on declaring multiple items in the portable building as salvage or scrap. This is for precinct 1, Commissioner Mike Wright. And there's included in our package, all the salvageable items Commissioner Wright's gone through and surplus.
The surplus is salvage also.
Go ahead, Mike.
Both, excuse me, both pages are salvage, Jet. I've got one of them listed as surplus, but should be both salvage. They're still useful items here.
Okay.
And you have the list. The first list you have a lot of this, I think it's just scrap. The second list that you have that details everything, there's computers, there's fire extinguishers, there's air conditioners. That's a useful item. I like to declare that as salvage and let the fire departments come in or the commissioners come in and pick what they want so I can get rid of everything out of that building.
May I ask a question? I know I wasn't here at the last commissioners report meeting, so this was on the last one and then in it at that time. Are we redoing it again or why are we doing it a second time?
Yeah.
I don't think we ever did.
The action in court, Kurt, last time was Mike was gonna work on his list. If it's surplus or salvage, it has to be sold. And he, at that point, he didn't have to go to the building of what could be sold and what couldn't be sold. And so the court voted to declare it as surplus or salvage, but we didn't actually itemize anything on there, and we didn't declare any of it as scrap. So if that entailed having it on the agenda again, be a little more detailed on exactly what was going to be characterized as what. So we really can't just say salvage or surplus, we need to say what it is. And then certainly whatever is scrap, we need to know exactly what is scrap, so we can be discarded.
So looking at this list, my question is, how are we going to sell this? I mean,
Well,
a lot of this is
the
teddy
prob-
bears. I mean, used tissue, house shoes. I don't know.
You got
We
brooms.
just gonna put it in a box and sell it.
Well, I can just tell you what the local government code. It says you, when you just categorize it as salvage or surplus, you need to make an attempt to sell that. And if you can't get it done, then you come back to have another bidding and declare it as scrap, and that's the process.
Gotcha.
Okay. Gerald, there's no. Yeah. Gerald, there's no,
Given through an interlocal agreement, given to another government agency or donated to a charity. And you decide that's what you want to do, you got to characterize it and determine exactly what you are going to do, with it, unless it's scrap.
and Gerald, there's no need for me to read all this, is there?
I mean, I guess you got that there. That's
Yes. Yes.
Mike wants to say something.
Mike, any comments?
No, I just, like I'm saying, I thought I was bringing it back to the court and for that second page as salvage, so I could go ahead and let the fire departments come in and look at it. I didn't, if the court declared it that way.
Okay.
I have expressed interest for the air conditioner and the microwave.
Did you hear that, Mike?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I open it? Gerald, can I open up the building and let them come in and look at it? Nobody's looked at this.
I can't understand.
He said, can he open the, come in and look at it?
Yeah,
Meaning the other commissioners?
sure.
Yes.
So,
Okay, they can come in and pick what they want, then at that point I can go, everything is scrap and get rid of it, Gerald.
I would think that we ought to, whatever nobody wants, it's just my opinion, looking at the list, is maybe we see if we can make it as a donation or something and give it to the greenhouse or something like that. I just don't see a lot of value at that cowboy auction house that he's not gonna want, but I don't know, maybe the file cabinets in the desk.
Ms. Sonia, go ahead. Yes, ma'am.
Do you know if the file cabinet's legal or letter?
Mike, could you hear that?
No, I did not.
Do you know if the file cabinet is legal or letter? The clerk's office may be interested in the file cabinet if nobody else is.
You're gonna have to say so, Jed. I can't understand her.
Well, she said, is the file cabinet you got, is it legal size or letter size file cabinet? Do you know?
I have no idea.
Okay,
It's
she
a
might
file
be,
cabinet.
there might be a use for it in the county clerk's office, so Sonia can contact you sometime, okay?
Yes, that's written. I wanted to come in and look. I hadn't been in the building. I didn't inventory it. My two road hands inventoried it, and I went through it, tried to separate it all out. And so let them come in, and that's when I wanted them to come in and look at it and then go from that point.
Okay,
If that's legal. That's what I was trying to find out through Gerald.
okay. Okay, any other questions or discussion?
So I guess we're gonna declare it salvage, is that correct? Not
Yeah,
scrap.
I'm not looking at what you're looking at, we just need to know precisely which items are salvaged.
You want us to go each into winter?
Well, no, you said he didn't need to.
The first
This is what we-
page, the first page I turned in, Gerald, I felt like it was scrap.
That one salvage and one.
Yeah, we're just making sure we do this exactly right. So go ahead, Commissioner County Hale.
No use here on the right would be scrap.
Salvage and scrap.
Housing bags and air, et cetera. So, everything. It's salvage, and on the second page, everything is fertilizer. So,
That's like it's salvage.
I mean, it is itemized, but he does say what it's was, so. If that's what the. Literally move one item to the other. He's got a salvage list, surplus list, and a scrap list that says no use. I think that means scrap.
Yes, that's right, correct. I don't think there's any use. Y'all might find a use for it. I don't have a use for it. That's what I'm saying. Nor the second page do I have a use for it.
Thing that's salvage or surplus has to be some. Man, you have to make an attempt to stuff.
Okay, did you hear that, Mike?
No, sir, I did not.
Say again, Gerald.
Everything that's categorized as surplus or salvage, the county has to make an attempt to sell it. Or transfer it to another agency or charity. You can't throw it in the trash.
Okay. I guess it's all salvage in. Is that not correct?
He wants to know if
I
it's,
can't hear what you're saying, Mike. I don't know why you're not here. But I can hear what.
He's having trouble hearing. What, any proposals on this deal?
well, I'd say we just make it all. It'd be a lot easier just to make it all salvage, right?
That's what I felt like.
And then
Yes.
if we make it all salvage, then we can then turn around and try to, and maybe put, I don't know, it looked like to me, it might be easier to say this day on this hour or something like this, that the building will be open and people that want to come up and come by and buy it and take a,
I don't think Cowboy will sell it. I tried to get a hold of him and just take a bundle of all of it out there, let him sell it.
I don't think he'll do it either, but I think since it's at your yard, we may have to put a date and have it sold out there. But I think it has to be done by auction, isn't that correct? If you're gonna sell it, it has to be done by an auction. It can't be just garage sale type thing.
There are three ways to sell property that the county.
So,
Why don't we table it till I get it all corrected? I'll get with Gerald and we can go from there. How's that? Gerald?
is that a motion?
You want to do a motion on that, Mike?
Yes, sir, that'd be fine.
State it again, please.
Make a motion, we table this list until I get with Gerald and find out exactly what I need to do with all of it.
I don't want to have anything to do with it. I mean, there's no reason for the county attorney to get involved with it. Y'all just need to figure this out.
I think we ought to tear it all scrap, throw it all away and forget about it.
Can we do it that way?
I didn't understand you, Mike. Go ahead.
Could we do it as scrap and get rid of all of it?
Yeah, he's already made the motion. There's no second. Is there a second?
There's already been a motion. Is there a second on that? So there's no motion. I mean, no second on that motion.
It does.
That motion dies.
I make a motion that we declare as listed, as presented today on the list, page 1 as salvage, page 2 is surplus.
What is the surplus include, Jason?
Well,
Is
it's
that-
whatever you've got listed on page 2. It's a filing cabinet, metal desk, water
Yeah.
cooler.
Yes,
That's your page 2 that you presented to court.
yes, that is correct. That was one that I thought had value to it.
Well, that's my motion. I make a motion that we approve page 1 as salvage and page 2 is surplus.
And nothing to scrap?
Nothing is scrap at this time. That'll come back on the next one.
Okay, we have a motion. We have a second.
Question,
Go ahead.
to do what with it?
Well, we'll have to try to get rid of it, so then we'll have to go from there to see if we can get it to Cowboys or wherever. But this way it's already done and we don't have to worry about that. You see what I'm saying? That's one step out of the way.
Okay.
Any other discussion? So we have a motion. Have a second. No second.
I'll
Oh,
second it.
You will? Yeah, okay, so we have a motion and a second by Commissioner Parton. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Ayes have it. Okay. That was easy.
Yeah.
Okay, number 11, consider an act on declaring old computer equipment.
Excuse me, Judge. I'm gonna jump back up to 1 so that.
Yeah, well, I was gonna do this, then do number 4 while Clint's still here, but whatever.
Go ahead. now.
What do you want to
No,
do?
go ahead.
Okay. Consider, hopefully this will be a little quicker. Consider an act on declaring old computer equipment as salvaged to be recycled from the sheriff's department. Go ahead, Clint. Clint, can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I had to unmute.
Yeah.
These are basically just some stuff that's lost their life. We're having to replace quite a few of the computers in the dispatch center. So it's just stuff that's scrap. We don't need it anymore.
Okay.
It's listed as scrap salvage today.
It says as salvaged to be recycled. Okay.
Yeah. Hang on a minute. I got too many things going on at one time. PC laptops. Serial number. Okay, yeah, just basically we're gonna put it in the recycle bin.
Okay. Any questions, commissioners? I'll make a motion to approve this old computer equipment as salvaged to be recycled from the sheriff's department.
I'll second it.
We got a motion and second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Ayes have it. Okay. Now, we're going to skip back to number 2, audience with individuals, and we also have a presentation from former Mills County Judge Ed Smith. Judge Smith, you come up here, please. Yeah. So on behalf of Mills County, for your, got that on that side. Thank you for your dedicated service to Mills County. We appreciate all your work and effort. This is from the state of Texas House of Representatives by the citizens of Mills County and the Texas House of Representatives. This flag was flown at the Capitol of the sovereign state of Texas, August 29th, 2022, in honor of distinguished service as Mills County Judge 2019 to 2022. Thank you, Judge Smith. I'd like to have a few comments. And Judge Smith has a few comments he'd like to add.
Comment was asked to
And I appreciate the court's patience in putting this further down the agenda. Seeing that my wife could be here, because we really sacrificed way more than I did for this. It's ironic to be receiving something from the state after 40 years of fighting with the state over unfunded mandates. And that fight will continue, I would say. But anyway, I appreciate it. I just wish everybody good luck.
Thank you, Judge Smith.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. Okay, moving along. Number 12, consider and act on employee handbook changes. Summary and comments we need to be made on this.
All been approved by HR. And then as long as our own handbook needs to be approved, we send it to the.
Okay, any questions?
I move we approve the handbook changes this year for summer.
Okay, we got a motion by Commissioner Guerin. Go ahead.
Second.
Got a second from Commissioner Parton. All those in favor of the new employee handbook changes, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. He voted, he voted, yeah, he had his hand up. Okay. Number 13, consider an act on courthouse Christmas lights. Mr. Guy Burns is going to give us a presentation. Good morning, Guy.
Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning. Jackie, can you pull up slide 1, please? We've come up with 4 options to bring before the commissioners for on the.
I'm
Christmas
sorry to
lighting.
interrupt, Guy. I'm having a hard time hearing you.
We have to get that in mind.
We have 4 options that we've come up with for the lighting on the courthouse. And if you can pull up the next slide, Jackie. Okay, and these options are not correct, they're in no special order, we just pull them up as they are. The first option, and this was last year's option, is to just, actually, it's what we did last year, is after the insurance paid for all the repairs and hail damage on the lights, we have new Christmas lights right now for all the window frames and the roof perimeter. And we have those in storage over at the Barn 1, Precinct Barn 1. If we go with that option, that's going to be lighting by GTA, and have that company come put the lights up, take them down. It's $13,850 plus the lift, which is another $2,500. So it comes up to 15,000? $15,000.
Yeah, around 15,000.
Around $15,000. Next slide, Jack. On the next option, and this is the one that the previous judge recommended last year, was to go with a permanent lighting on a crown only. This was, it's computer controlled. It can do all kinds of functions with it. It's Bluetooth. There's an app that will do all different colors. You can use it not only for Christmas, but you can use it for other holidays like Thanksgiving, 4th of July, go for the Eagle football games, whatever. It has 100 different things you can set for this. So to have just the crown permanent lighting, and then the installation, take down and put up the light frames that we have, will come out to $33,360. Next slide, Jackie, please. Another option would be to have 3 permanent light rings. which one would go around the crown, one would go around, if you look outside on the sandstone bank, on the sandstone between the bricks. So there'll be 3 rings that essentially each one does the same thing, but they each have their own controller. If you, on this one, there's plus and minuses to all of these options. I'll go over those in just a second. If we go with this option, it's $42,126. Okay. Jackie, is there another slide? Okay, this shows you the actual lighting rings, is where they would go. You can see the crown. And if you did go with the option of the permanent lighting in all 3, that's what we'd be looking at. The 4th option would be to go rent a lift and do it ourselves. Which the lift costs Robertson's rent off $1,700 each time, so $3,400. We keep it under $5,000.
That's just doing the window.
That's just doing the windows and the crown.
Oh, that's doing the crown too.
Yeah, they're already in place. We just have to run the string around.
And Guy, I think I'll add something too. You recommended, and I agree with your assessment. We need to take these lights down each year, correct? Instead of leaving them up year round.
If we leave them up here, if we leave them up year round, what we're gonna end up having, we're taking another chance on a hailstorm coming in and damaging them, but that's not the big thing. The big thing is from sun exposure and all the weather, it deteriorates it. This last set of lights lasted, what, 3 years?
Correct.
So, after 3 years, you're gonna be replacing all these lights and cords and other than that, it's gonna be a fire hazard if you don't. Also, each time on the downside, each time you take these lights up and put them down, you're running a 65-foot boom lift all around through the yard, which if the ground is dry, there's still going to be repairs made. If the ground is wet, we're gonna have to call somebody in and repair the lawn. It's that lift is so heavy, it's gonna track it up. I mean, I can do what repairs I can. But if it's wet out there and when the time comes and these lights have to go up, it's just up to, we're at the mercy of the weather on this. So those are the pluses and minuses on this. On the first option, do it like we did last year. That's what we're looking at. That's going to be the lowest cost of $15,000. And we still have repairs on the yard to do. The second option, if you go with the permanent light ring at the top, this would give the community an idea of how it would look, and possibly they would consider going up with 3 more. So that's one of the pluses to that. Also, take down and put up a window, just the windows only, window frames would be $12,250 each year, plus the lift.
Okay.
So a little back history for y'all that don't know about, we've been talking about Christmas lights since the beginning of time, it seems like up here. We spent a lot of money on these Christmas lights. The windows were originally, the second time that they were put in the windows, the community come together. Jed, make sure I'm saying this right. The community come together and said they were going to put the windows, the lights in the windows, and they were going to put them up and take them down yearly. Yes, sir. Well, they didn't have enough money to pay for them. So we as a county ended up paying for the rest of the money. And then we went ahead and finished paying, or I think they paid to put them up, but we left them up.
Yeah, they played a lot.
And so we didn't take them back down.
Too.
If it wasn't for the hail storm that come through and tore them up, we probably wouldn't have them fixed right now. So is that correct?
Yes, also the cost, what this company charged, the insurance paid for, the cost was $23,000, I think it was, to do all it, to repair and put new light strings on each of the frames and run around the roof. Also, we have the 1888 jail to include in this too, so that's.
And then we also went out and bought a sea container
Yes.
that houses all of these.
And for everyone's information, there's 133 windows in the courthouse and the old jail is 30 something or 28.
27.
Okay.
But
Plus.
so my thing of it is, we've got new lights on frames. Only thing we is, they don't have them in the windows, so we'll have to put them up, put them in the windows.
Okay.
What makes the other one, what makes it permanent lighting?
The lighting is, it's a strip. It's a 3-inch strip. Jackie, do we have any more slides on that? That was it.
There's
Okay. Go to the next slide. Okay, one more. I think the last one gives the best. Okay, this gives you the best visual on that. You can see the spacing on the bulbs. What it is the track is about 3 inches. And they come in 6 feet sections, which will be affixed to the building. They're permanent. They will be actually bolted into the building. I've already contacted Texas Historic Commission to see if we can do that on this building, and they gave us the okay.
Okay.
So there's a 5-year warranty, and the company that installs this, they will come and fix whatever, no charge. And the cost overall, it will pay for itself essentially when you start adding up how many times you take these up and put them down. And also, you're gonna have to, at some point, every 3 years, maybe the last 4 years, you're gonna have to restring all those window frames.
Yeah, I know it's a lot of work.
There's a cost involved in that.
So I'd like to reach out to the community, and let the community knows how much it's gonna cost us to do it, and see if they're wanting us to spend taxpayer money on this.
Well, that's my issue. I know it's pretty, but $42,000 is a lot of money. I know it looks nice. That's my issue there. That's just a whole bunch of money. Oh, I thought you were calling order in the court.
Go ahead. There's that argument, yes.
But I can't say that anything would be permanent. Not fixed outside with hailstorms and everything else.
The insurance would cover.
Insurance.
But insurance paid for this other.
But we already got this other, so that's what I'm saying.
I've consulted all the community to get some feedback. Now, Commissioner Williams, what do you propose we do?
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be against trying to have a meeting and seeing, just an information meeting. I guess I could come to this, but I asked Guy what our deadline is, and it's like October the 3rd.
Yeah, we have,
I mean, so that's before the next commission's board.
yeah, if Commissioner Sport chooses to go with this company, then we need to get on their books by, and we talked to them on the phone by October 3rd, which is next Monday. So that we can get on there and then get this done before Thanksgiving weekend, so that we'll have the courthouse be lit up.
That's
The LED lights.
Any of it that we're using this company.
Yeah.
That would be all 3 options except for the one if we just do it ourselves.
What you got on the crown now needs to be replaced.
No, what we have on the ground is over in that storage container.
Okay.
So we just put those back up.
But I'm wondering if we just did the crown with the new lights this year and see what the public thinks, if they want 2 more rings or just 1.
I've already had some of the public say, you better have those lights up again. So I don't know.
So
Just moving the ground also involves fitting the Christmas lights on the windows too. That option doesn't include that.
Okay, I thought you were just saying just the crown only, no lights in the windows.
yeah, the other thing that I'm like that.
Okay.
Stay the same.
Okay.
Except for the crown.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be, option. Right, for
Would be
$33,360.
So option two already has the lift included, correct?
Correct.
Because you're doing the permanent lighting, is that why they have? How come they didn't include the lift in the first one and did in the second? I wonder why. I mean, you may not know that, but
The way he sent this, I had to call back on it, and he did leave that out. And I corrected it. So that's why it's not on
gotcha. So that's why it's $2,500 extra on the front.
there. On the front, yeah, it's $13,850, just the installation for the window frames and the crown lighting that we have existing. That's put up and take down and add 2,500 on that. So,
Well, sounds like to me, we can save a lot of money if we do it ourselves.
Another option. And we have to have some decision made by October the 3rd, you're saying, right?
yes, sir. If we do it ourselves, I've already stated that, you know, I've done it before, so I can go up and lift. I just need the ground crew. There's no guarantee on trustees, and like right now, there's the sheriff's department does not have 2 trustees that we can use at this moment.
Yeah.
But we would need
So
somebody on the ground.
first year we put these up, we did with road hands.
Yeah.
Okay, that works.
And everybody's busy. I'm leaning towards paying it, get it done. I know everybody's busy, guys busy, everybody's busy. But get them up and take them down. Takes what, 1 week of full work with 3 or 4 employees usually.
I'm gonna say it'll take close to a week, it'll probably be at least 4 days,
Okay.
5.
Let me just throw in here, you say we do it ourselves. My question is, I mean, who are you talking about? I mean, road hands generally aren't too skilled, in my opinion, in doing this type of work. And if you're talking about using trustees from jail, I don't know how skilled they would be in doing this work either. So first thing I would think of is maybe some liability exposure issue. So if we're gonna do it ourselves, then we need to make sure we've got some sort of liability coverage. As opposed to if you employ a contractor, then that's the contractor's liability issue and not the county's. So I think that's something that we need to consider all.
And
First, they're working for the county. First year we did it, it took 2 days. And it was 2 road hands that didn't know what blooming crazy they were doing. So it just took them 2 days. You remember that, Jason?
Yep.
And that was when we first put them in, first time they ever went into windows. Took 2 days. Well, not really, it took a day and a half.
You need to get them to do it, because it took me 4 or 5. I'm slow.
Well, actually, it was a day and a half. We worked late the first day, second day we was through by noon and took the high lift back.
okay, commissioners, where are we going? I heard a motion, not motion. Jason, you think about tabling it to next time, but we don't have a commission meeting.
Table it to the 3rd, I mean, that put us past that, we'd have to have a whole meeting,
Well, yeah, we'd have to have a called meeting.
like courthouse lights.
How about that?
If we could get it done by,
Well, the deadline's already gone out for Thursday. It's 9 a.m. this morning, I believe,
Right.
correct? So we don't have it on the agenda yet.
If you don't have to read it on, it can be Thursday at 1.
Okay, how about that? I'll make a motion that we table this until the next commissioners meeting, which is scheduled for Thursday at 9 a.m. We're now going to change the meeting to Thursday at 1 p.m. and discuss the Christmas lights.
that'll work, I'll second it.
Okay, we got a motion and second. All those in favor say aye.
I'll
Aye. Mike Wright had aye too.
I'll try to have a meeting, I'll try to.
Okay.
line up the powers that be and have a meeting.
Okay,
So the meeting when then?
I didn't say.
Done.
We've changed the meeting. We had a scheduled meeting for Thursday at 9. We've now changed the meeting to Thursday at 1 PM
Okay,
because you had to have 72-hour notice.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Number 14, consider and act on new EMS construction costs. Mr. Guy Burns, lead us.
Okay. I just got off the phone with, Terrell Harris, the basic IDIQ this morning, and he let me know that, the surveyor, he talked to them, and she's supposed to get back to them today, that they're hoping they're not backed up, they can be here by the end of the week, Thursday, possibly Friday, if not, no later than Wednesday of next week. The fence has been moved. The new fence has been put up, the old fence has been taken down, there are still some, posts in the ground, but other than that, that part of it's cleared. I was also informed that the commissioners needs to make a decision on the colors of the building before we can order it. I went over and took a picture of the law enforcement center this morning, which has got a tan, silver roof, just plain galvanized silver roof color, and that overhang in the front is darker brown. Anyhow, the options are a roof has one color, the sides has a color, and the trim can have a color. So you have 3 different colors. You can make them all the same. There's a email that came out that I forwarded to Jason and gives all the color options. So before they can, here we go. So before the building can be ordered, then the colors need to be. So
So we're just giving this to you so that you can give it to him.
Yes.
And so he can do the building and the rendering and all that and get everything, down out.
correct. My suggestion would be to go with the same colors as law enforcement center. I'm ex-military guy, so you know.
Yeah, to match up. Summer said that we couldn't use burgundy, maroon, and white, so I think that's a good idea. We'll go with kind of a matching color, but we'll discuss
Burgundy?
this.
Is that what you're saying?
Burgundy, yeah, maroon. But yeah, I think it's good to match it up with existing jail structure of the beige, you said silver roof, whatnot.
It's kind of like.
We'll keep discussing it.
Oh, we don't need it.
Yeah, it's kind of like light tan.
Yeah,
Let me see that picture again.
here's that picture.
Saddle brown. And then I guess that's that galvanized on the roof. And then just a brown. Which one, tan?
Trim.
I think we ought to have a different color than the jail, that way people won't get confused.
Purple, what, we have to think about that, do you want it the same?
Yeah. Purple's not on there. Got deep blue
Got marine green.
and got orange, but no burnt orange. Glenn, any comments on this, next to your building there, our county building there, Sheriff's Department?
I think people that come to our jail really don't care what color it is when they get there. That's the last thing on their mind.
Okay. Okay, any more discussion, gentlemen? Jason, anything else?
Construction, we're on construction 14, right?
What are did we choose a color? We got the color done. That was one of the deals.
I gave it to him.
Do we need to have a vote on that, Sonia, or? Okay,
The only other thing that we need to discuss is that we need to, when we voted last time to do the EMA station and the contract, it was a figure of 7.
No, yeah, the last figure,
When we approved it.
790.
Yeah,
Okay, the figure after the changes, after the, changes,
change order, yeah.
change order, right. is 803, 831, 32.
So we just need to make sure we make a motion that we accept these change orders that have gone on already to this new price.
The change orders included putting electric door openers on each of the bay doors, putting drains in the floors on each 3 bays. We took out one of those service panels because we didn't need that much power. And we went with metal stud framing instead of wood framing because of various fire issues, termite issues, things like that. Also, we went with not choosing to just use the heating and AC and living quarters, not in the back. So we made those changes. So after all the up and down, it was about $5,000.
Okay,
And we have, the only other thing I have left is is the $250,000 draw.
okay, that's gonna be a separate deal, separate item.
That's all I've got on the end.
Okay.
And the only other thing on that, we can get, I guess we can talk about it now, or we're talking about it in request. But we need to get with the commissioners and see who can go up there and work at the law enforcement center and the EMS to start this pad work, especially if they're gonna come out and do
Move the water line.
move the well, or what I said, but fix the drainage and all that other
Okay.
stuff that's up, and the fence is up. We need to pull some posts. So we need a backhoe up there to pull some posts up and stuff like
Okay.
that Jay left up. So I guess we can talk about that later, or y'all can holler at me and if y'all have got any
Okay,
time this week, but I make a motion that we approve the change order in the price to $803,831.82 for basic IDQ on the EMS station with the colors matching the law enforcement center.
okay, I'll second that motion. So we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Mike voted aye. Any opposed? None. Ayes have it. Okay, number 15 now is consider and act on approving draw for $250,000 to basic IDIQ. So, got any comments there?
Yeah, I guess Summer has more to add to this than I do.
Technically been approved through tables because it was an invoice that you're paying $20,000 bond and approximately 76% of the metal building. So that's what this drawing goes to.
Okay,
I make a motion, we approve of the expenditure of the $250,000 to basic IDQ. It's already been done in the payables, but I'll redo it.
okay.
I'll second it.
Got a second from Commissioner Guerin, motion by Commissioner Williams. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Commissioner Rock voted yes. Sonia.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Guy. I think that's got you there. Number 16, consider an act on old EMS building. And County Attorney Hal, start things off. We had a public auction 3 weeks ago at the courthouse steps. We had a reserve for a minimum bid. That bid was not met by the parties that were involved. And so now we're discussing this again. And if it's approved by the court, I was going to propose we do a sealed bid through our commissioner's court. And there's just a little bit of statute I'll read about if we do this sealed bid and we approve it, and this is an old EMS building. So this is a Texas statute 263.007. Says the commissioner's court of the county may adopt a procedure by which the county may sell or lease through a sealed bid or sealed bid proposal procedure any real property, including space and building owned by the county. The procedure must include a requirement that the county publish before a sale a notice of its intent to sell as appropriate the real property, and the notice must be published in a newspaper of general circulation in the county the commissioner's court represents, which would be the Gulfway Eagle, must be published on 2 dates with the date on of the second publication occurring before the 14th day before the date the award of the state or lease is made. Include a description of the real property, including its location, and include a description of the procedure by which sealed bids or sealed proposals for the sale or lease may be submitted. And the last thing says, before selling the property under this section, the Commissioners Court shall obtain an appraisal of the property's fair market value and determine a minimum bid amount based on the appraisal. So, County Attorney Hale, anything you need to add or change or that I just spoke of?
No, I mean, you correctly read the statute. of the government. Requirements, technical requirements, of the county to build and sell. Real property is under the sealed bid procedure. That's one of the 3 options available. At this point, like the judge said, we didn't get, there was one bidder that showed up, but they weren't interested in bidding the minimum amount set by the court. So at this point, the county commissioners just need to regroup. We can start all over, and you still got all 3 of those options available, one of which is the sealed bid. You can go back to the auction, lower the minimum amount, or employ an appraiser. Those are the 3 options.
On the bid amount, like on the auction, does it state that we have to have it appraised, or does it state that how did we come up with our
The
minimum?
auction requirement does not require. Let me, I've got it here. Actually, they're supposed to appoint a commissioner, one of the 4 commissioners. The sale of property. Sale must be made at public auction. Again, there's a notice requirement. Running the newspaper must be published once a week for 3 consecutive weeks. And then the county can again set a minimum amount of the terms of sale or whatever for having an auction.
So if we go
Have a
the,
redo on that if you want to. I don't think you want to have a redo unless you lower the minimum bid amount. Obviously, there wasn't any interest
Yes.
last time. Now, let me add this too. At the last process of the public auction, Judge Smith and I worked up a proposed contract in terms to be implemented at that auction, which basically required a $10,000 earnest money, non-refundable earnest money with closing in 30 days, with the county not paying any closing costs, not providing title insurance, but the buyer being able to obtain title insurance at the buyer's discretion and cost, et cetera, et cetera. I would suggest that whichever way the county goes, that we stick with that contract form, whether it's a public auction or a bid process, that basically says, here's the terms that we're going to sell this at, and you can do the bid process, have that a part of the proposed terms of the bid process as well, whichever route you go. Even if I don't hear a whole lot of support for employing a real estate broker, but you could go that route also, even if you employ a broker. Well, I would recommend the same basic terms of sale be included, and we can actually submit that proposed contract. There's a couple of notices that contract has in it, one of which is a standard asbestos notice, possibility of asbestos in building. I don't know if you're not, anything constructed before
1972 or 78, yeah.
It's supposed to have that notice in there, and then the other notice has to do with the underground fuel tanks. So both of those notices will be included in the contract.
And again, we still reserve the right to reject any sealed bid. As
So,
Yeah,
but the
yeah, the county could reject all sealed bids. The statute, a little bit confusing in my mind. It requires an appraisal of the property and for the purposes of establishing the minimum bid, but it doesn't say that the minimum bid has to match the appraisal. So, I mean, you have to know what your appraisal is, but I don't see anything that would prevent you from actually selling it for less than the appraisal amount, if that's what the commission.
So, Mr. Hale, how long does it take to get something appraised right now?
Oh, probably a month.
And that's a cost too.
There would be a cost involved, I don't know, you'd have to actually appraise it for. What the cost would be, I'd figure probably $1,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say around $1,000, probably high end. So,
But could we sell it on the courthouse steps again without an appraisal?
Yes,
I suggest we just try that first and lower the minimum down to a realistic, I'm gonna say realistic.
Well, how do you know what a realistic is?
Huh?
What's?
Well,
realistic?
147,000
Oh,
is not realistic. I can tell you that.
How do you come up with a realistic?
Anybody's tort except MCAS. That's what they've got evaluated at.
okay,
I'd say
Realistic, I mean, that, I
50,000,
know some houses that went for
45.
100,000 more than they should have, so.
You said you had a $10,000 in there for, earnest money, right? Ain't that what you said?
yeah, I think it's 10,000.
$10,000 worth of earnest money.
it also was, I mean, that's
Right.
we came up with it last time, you can make it wider than 40, but, that required a cashier's check.
Right.
Prospective buyer had to have a cashier's check for $10,000 unrefundable earnest money payable directly to the county at the auction,
Right.
I mean, at the auction.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We need to make it more than 10,000.
Yeah, well, and I'm thinking differently, Commissioner Gearing. I'm leaning towards this sealed bid process with, again, we can reserve the right to reject anything, I mean, whatever's submitted. I just think it'd be the same deal as last time, and I agree, is the value was way too high before, definitely way too high, because that building is bad roof, bad plumbing, bad electrical, a lot of issues.
We did have an interesting buyer.
Yes.
At the auction, but not, he didn't tell us what his idea was, or what a reasonable purchase price would be.
Right.
But he did indicate it wasn't anywhere close to
Still
what I
under.
had bid about.
That's right. Commissioner Parton, go ahead.
I'm with, Judge Johnson here. I think if you do the sealed bid stuff, you'll at least get an idea of what people are willing to pay. They may not be enough to pacify us, but it'll give you somewhere to go. Right now, we don't even know what anybody would be willing to give for it. I don't guess,
Yeah.
do we?
No, Commissioner Williams, anything else?
I can go either direction,
Commissioner Rod, any comments? Can't hear you, Mike.
I kind of like what Janice said, sitting on the courthouse square.
yeah.
Can you hear me yet?
Okay. I can barely hear you, Mike. Sorry.
All right. I go with Jed, what Jed has talked about, sitting
Okay.
on the courthouse square on steps.
Well, that's what we're doing, discussing. I'll start things off with a motion to do a sealed bid with a reserve the minimum sale, which we'll do. And also we'll have to get an appraisal done on the property. It hasn't been done yet, right? An appraisal has not been done on that property.
Correct.
Yeah. So I'll make a motion to do a sealed bid process where the county still reserves the right to reject any offer and
I think if we're gonna go the sealed bid route, it requires an appraisal. And the county may want to wait till they see that appraisal to see what a minimum, if you wanted to set a minimum out on the sealed bid.
So
route.
once you get the appraisal, we can come back to court and then go into closed session, correct? Discuss real estate, correct?
I would say if you're gonna go for the minimum, for the And
Sealed bid.
the sealed bid process, I think the first step would be to employ an appraiser, to do an appraisal of the property,
Okay,
get that appraisal. And go from there.
It'll be in next year's
be
budget.
next year's budget. So we didn't have any budget there. Well,
Um,
good question. Well,
Can you pay for it with the sale of that property?
If you don't sell it. But we don't want to bid and reject it.
well, either way, we're going to do an appraisal unless we do the auction again, it looks like. You know,
I mean, you may want to get an appraisal, then it's involved. And some third party.
Sure.
Tax on, give you the opinion of what it's worth.
Well-
Is there a line item that is kind of an open? Like Christmas lights?
Put her on the spot.
I mean, I just didn't know if there was a contingency line item.
What the wiggle room of that is based on Christmas lights and what happens for the rest of the years.
Can we pay for it with the ARPA money?
Well,
I'm talking till summer. Can we pay for it with the ARPA grant money to get the appraisal to sell it? And okay,
here, let me make a comment, and
okay. I'm asking.
let me make a comment. I've done numerous deals, and County Attorney Hale can say this right now, where the appraisal is paid at closing. And I do understand there may be a question whether it gets closed or not. But anyway, would that be a problem if we got the building sold to pay for the appraisal after being done, maybe a month later with the sealed bid process?
Depends on the appraisal.
That's right, depends on the appraisal. Okay, well, I'm hearing a lot of discussion. I'm proposing we table this.
You already made a motion.
Well, I made a motion.
Motion's on the, unless you withdraw the motion.
I will withdraw the motion that I made. A lot of discussion here.
I don't know where you're going with this. You got on the agenda dealing with the EMS building, if you wanted to employ an appraiser, I think you could do it at that point, you could figure out what, but we may have to do a line out of transfer also. So, maybe.
No, I was saying there was no plan for that. You have considered it. I think I know where I would pull it from. It's just doing it boom right off the bat in personal budget.
Again, excuse me, about how much does appraiser cost? Would y'all say?
Maybe 1,000 the top end.
We're talking about around $1,000. I'm not going to speak for appraiser.
Yeah.
Depending on what you have to pay.
Plus or minus.
That's not going to be a standard, easy appraisal policy.
There's not any comps anywhere like that.
Hmm.
How long is the building?
Anyway, any other comments?
I just don't know how we're gonna come up with, I mean, I see what you're
Yeah.
saying, Jed.
Yeah.
I mean, we could easily just put it back, you and Mike, and put it back on the courthouse lawn and sell it, but we're gonna have to come up with a better figure. And I don't know how do we come up with that figure?
You'd have to find a
If there's no comps out there.
Yeah,
appraiser, so,
Again, you'll have to get appraisers, so we're back to square one.
yeah.
I make a motion that we research and hire research an appraiser and bring it back to the court with a fee attached to it and along with which line item we take it out of. That's my motion.
And then at the next, and put it on the agenda in the future.
Yeah.
To employ an appraisal, et cetera.
right.
Maybe in the meantime, someone's figure out where the money.
Okay, I'll second that motion.
Okay.
So we got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Yes,
Mike's opposed, right, Commissioner Wright?
correct.
Okay. Motion passes. And Commissioner Williams will visit on that sometime.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get it on the pretty quick.
Now, Commissioner Guerin, that building's in your precinct or Commissioner Wright's? Whose building's that in?
This over here, it's in,
The old EMS building?
Do what?
Whose precinct is old EMS building in?
I think it's Mike's, isn't it?
Commissioner Wright is old EMS building in your precinct?
I think so.
Okay,
I think it is.
okay. Okay, number 17, Commissioners' requests and reports. Commissioner Wright, go ahead, sir.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
I'm down to one road hand. One road hand's last day was Friday. We've been, working on our county roads 315, 318, 327. We've been adding materials. And that's about all I have. I'll post a job this week. I'll try to get it posted for a new job.
Okay. Thank you, Commissioner Wright. Commissioner Garren?
We've been hauling material off the head up there on 16, putting it on various roads and blading it in. That's
Okay.
all I got.
Commissioner Parton?
We've got our concrete project in play. Should be through with it by the end of this week on County Road 199, fixing to start hauling some more base out on County Road 549. That's,
So the concrete work's going good.
well, it's supposed to pour in the morning. I've got to get out there.
Good. Commissioner Williams?
Oh, a bunch been going on, but, we ran the rock crusher on 414 and 512. One of the reasons we kind of did 512 is that there's been a lot of land divided on 512 and it's a dead end road down there. And so we're predicting a lot more use on it. Did some blade work. Well, we still had a little bit of moisture. 414, 512, 416, 406, 408, and ran out, but we went ahead and bladed 430. Attended Hill Country Community Action Meeting last week. Also attended the Regional Child Welfare Board meeting in Belton last week. At that meeting, I was discovered that I was nominated and was approved to be as a state delegate for the Child Welfare Board. So lucky me, I get to go to Austin twice a year. So so that'll be coming up in October, the first one. I don't really know exactly what my duties are 100%, but we did some last week. We worked later in the evening and helped the county clerk move some stuff in her office, getting ready for her new hire. I don't know if she's hired yet, but I know she's been doing interviews. Kind of curious on the haul truck status. You're going to be hauling next week, right? So you'll be using both the haul trucks, the other two.
Haven't checked them.
Okay.
Okay,
And then, the only other thing is requesting, we need to do some stuff at the new EMS building. It's a request from the commissioners. We need to shred up there so that basic IDQ can get in. And we also need to do some drainage work and stuff before they get there. Does any of you commissioners have a preference when y'all might have a good opening to get up there and work, or are y'all stuck? I mean, now you're in the middle of two projects right now. I don't know if precinct 3 can get up there, but I don't know what Mike's from down one hand, so
We can get up there for too long. We're pouring that bridge this week too.
okay, y'all pouring the bridge. Okay, so this week was going to be probably pretty out for y'all, for both of y'all, for everybody. Okay, we'll look at maybe next week or something.
Yeah, did they ever pull that manhole cap? to see
No,
which way that line was running?
Well, Corey and Guy and them and I stood there and we got the line and knew where the line was and found the line. And so the fence did not, it went past him. Okay. The new fence is up, but the old fence, he just rolled up. Would anybody, any of you commissioners want that 8-foot fence or 7-foot fence? Wire? You gonna put that wire around your precinct yard? Mike?
No, sir.
So,
I don't think-
put it out in front of
They wouldn't
yours.
keep 'em out.
He wouldn't keep them out of mowing, is that what you're saying?
I didn't say nothing.
So that'll probably be on the next agenda, Judge. to
Okay.
Clear some of that.
Okay,
You could build up a high fence and put concertina wire on top of it. You'd have-
okay.
Excellent.
Anything else, Commissioner Williams?
Not that I know of, and I'll try to have a meeting, a couple of meetings this week, and I'll get back with y'all.
Okay, judge's report. As judge, I've recently been appointed also, Commissioner Williams, to several organizations and boards. I'll be representing Mills County on numerous boards, including the Juvenile Probation Board, Central Texas Council of Government, Hill Country Transit, Mills County Historical Commission, Life Resources, Economic Development Board, to name a few. Goldsmith has finished their IT's phone lines where y'all approved this with Judge Smith months ago, where we're not using Frontier long distance communications. So we're saving $600 to $700 per month, which is a good deal. So all the phone lines up and going. And there currently is no burn ban in Mills County, as you know. However, I always advise everyone, if anyone is burning any large brush piles, please contact the Mills County Sheriff's Office before burning to report the location. And everyone stay safe and have a great week. And that's all I have.
Make a motion, we adjourn. Also agree.
Motion's been made and second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Meeting adjourned. Thank you. Everybody have a safe week.